This was the moment I realized Donald Trump isn't like other leaders, and if you rely solely on the mainstream media, you'll be completely misled.
Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think in terms of getting it settled so we stop killing all these people and breaking down.
Mr. President, can I just follow up on that because that's a really important statement
let me
that
just
you just
follow
made
up.
there. Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying.
They asked him who he wanted to win, and his answer? I don't care who wins. That hit differently. He wasn't focused on picking sides. His concern was simple but powerful: stopping people from dying. He made it clear this wasn't about his preferences or political games. It was about innocent people, women, men, and children, who lose their lives in wars. That's all he cared about. And if you look at his time in office, he oversaw one of the most peaceful periods in recent history with the least involvement in wars. Yet, the mainstream media kept pushing this narrative that he was the most dangerous man alive, the one who would plunge us into chaos. Compare that to Barack Obama's time, where there were significantly more wars. The media painted Trump as a warmonger, filling people with fear, yet under his leadership, the world experienced less conflict. Then you think about what he said about Libya and Iraq. It was sobering. Trump pointed out that Libya and Iraq were better off under Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. Today, Libyans regret allowing America and the West to remove Gaddafi, and many Iraqis feel the same about Saddam. Their countries have only fallen deeper into chaos without these leaders. It's hard to ignore the harsh truth. The world has become worse without them. Yet, at the time, America's selfish leaders and the West convinced us that Gaddafi and Saddam were the villains. Looking back, it feels like we were sold a lie.
But you also recently said that the Middle East would be better off with Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and Assad in power. How does...
I didn't say Assad, but we certainly have not gained anything with Gaddafi. And you look at what happened. I mean, look at Libya, look at Iraq. Iraq used to be no terrorists. He would kill the terrorists immediately. It was like, now it's the Harvard of terrorism. Iraq. If you look at Iraq from years ago, I'm not saying he was a nice guy, he was a horrible guy, but it was a lot better than it is right now. Right now, Iraq is a training ground for terrorists. Right now, Libya, nobody even knows Libya. Frankly, there is no Iraq and there is no Libya. It's all broken up. They have no control. Nobody knows what's going on.
The world would be better off with Saddam Hussein
100%.
and Gaddafi in power?
100%. Now, as far as Assad is concerned.
What about the human rights abuses?
Let's talk, well, you don't think they're happening now? They're worse now than they ever were. People are getting their heads chopped off. They're being drowned. Right now, they're far worse than they were ever under Saddam Hussein or Gaddafi.